Although our previous topic on fundamental rights remained incomplete, today we will discuss fundamental duties, and in upcoming videos we will conclude fundamental rights. Notably, the rights and duties of citizens are correlative and inseparable. The original constitution only contained fundamental rights, not duties. However, in 1976, the fundamental duties of citizens were incorporated into the Constitution, and in 2002, an additional fundamental duty was added. The fundamental duties in the Indian Constitution draw inspiration from the Constitution of the USSR, now Russia. Before we delve into the topic, I would like to introduce myself. I am Swati, an aspirant and your study partner. I invite you all to my channel Aspiration for Learning. If you find this study session helpful, please like and share it with others and subscribe to my channel. Although it is free for you, your subscription serves as a motivation for me to work harder. It's my humble request, please subscribe to the channel. Without any further delay, let's start. While understanding fundamental duties, focusing on the recommendations of two prominent committees, namely the Swan Singh Committee of 1976 and the Verma Committee of 1999, we will first examine the Swan Singh Committee. In 1976, the Congress Party established the Sardar Swan Singh Committee to provide recommendations on fundamental duties, emphasizing that citizens should recognize their responsibilities in addition to their rights. The Congress government at the center accepted these recommendations and enacted the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act in 1976. This amendment introduced a new part, namely Part 4A, comprising a single article, Article 51A. Although the committee suggested incorporating 8 fundamental duties, the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act ultimately included 10 fundamental duties. Notably, certain recommendations made by this committee were not accepted by the central government, including penalties for non-compliance. Parliament could penalize citizens who failed to observe the fundamental duties. Duty to pay taxes, as paying taxes should be a fundamental duty, and challenging penalties. No law imposing a penalty for violating the fundamental duties could be challenged in court. No fundamental duties in India are not applicable to foreigners. They are only applicable to Indian citizens. Fundamental duties are not justiciable, meaning they are not enforceable by law through the judiciary. That's all about the Swan Singh Committee. We will now proceed to understand the Verma Committee of 1999. The Verma Committee of 1999 identified the existence of legal provisions for the implementation of certain fundamental duties, including number 1, the Prevention of Insults to National Honor Act of 1971, which prohibits disrespect to the Constitution of India, the national flag and the national anthem. Number 2, various criminal laws in force which provide for punishments for encouraging enmity between different sections of people on grounds of language, race, place of birth, religion, and so on. Number 3, the Protection of Civil Rights Act of 1955, which provides for punishments for offences related to caste and religion. Number 4, the Indian Penal Code or IPC, which declares imputation and assertions prejudicial to national integration as punishable offences. Number 5, the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act of 1967, which provides for the declaration of a communal organization as an unlawful association. Number 6, the Representation of People Act of 1951, which provides for the disqualification of members of parliament or state legislature for including in corrupt practices. Number 7, the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, which prohibits trade in rare and endangered species. And number 8, the Forest Conservation Act of 1980, which checks indiscriminate deforestation and diversion of forest land for non-forest purposes. Now that we have a better understanding of the fundamental duties and their background, we will proceed to comprehend our fundamental duties as citizens of India as outlined in Article 51A. The fundamental duties shall be the responsibility of every citizen of India, which includes number 1, abiding by the Constitution and respecting its ideals, institutions, national flag and national anthem. Number 2, cherishing and following the noble ideals that inspired the national struggle for freedom. Number 3, upholding and protecting the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. Number 4, defending the country and rendering national service when called upon to do so. Number 5, promoting harmony and the spirit of common brotherhood among all the people of India. Number 6, valuing and preserving the rich heritage of the country's composite culture. Number 7, protecting and improving the natural environment including forests, lakes, rivers and wildlife, and having compassion for living creatures. Number 8, developing scientific temper, humanism and the spirit of inquiry and reform. Number 9, safeguarding public property and abjuring violence. Number 10, striving towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity so that the nation constantly rises to higher levels of endeavor and achievement. And lastly, number 11, providing opportunities for education to his child or ward between the age of 6 to 14 years. This is the fundamental duty that was added by the 86th Constitutional Amendment Act of 2002. I hope you have noticed that we have 11 fundamental duties in total. Naturally, the question may arise in your mind as to what significance fundamental duties hold. I would like to discuss with you the importance of fundamental duties despite criticism and opposition. The fundamental duties are considered significant from the following viewpoints. Firstly, they serve as a reminder to citizens that while enjoying their rights, they should also be conscious of their obligations to their country, society, and fellow citizens. Secondly, they serve as a warning against anti-national and anti-social activities. Thirdly, they deserve to be a source of inspiration for citizens, promoting a sense of discipline and commitment among them, and creating a link that citizens are not merely passive participants in the realization of national goals. Fourthly, they help the courts in examining the appropriate penalty or punishment for failure to fulfill them. As students, we are here to discuss and understand every aspect of topics related to our preparation. We can ask questions and attempt to resolve doubts, sharing our perspectives as students. Thus far, our discussion on fundamental duties has encompassed their definition, background, related committees with their recommendations and significance. Now, let's explore potential criticisms of fundamental duties, supported by reasoning. According to Laxmikant's book, fundamental duties have faced criticism on specific grounds, including ambiguity and vagueness, making them difficult for the common people to comprehend, as seen in phrases like noble ideals, composite culture, and scientific temper. Secondly, critics describe them as a code of moral precepts due to their non-justiciable nature. Thirdly, the list of duties is not exhaustive, omitting important responsibilities such as casting vote, paying taxes, family planning, etc. Fourthly, critics argue that incorporating fundamental duties into the Constitution was unnecessary, as these duties were already implied despite not being explicitly stated. And lastly, critics contend that adding fundamental duties as an appendix to Part 4 of the Constitution diminishes their value and significance, suggesting they should have been integrated after Part 3 to maintain parity with fundamental rights. Let's sum up the topic at a glance. Fundamental duties were not part of the original Constitution. Instead, they were added in 1976 by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act as a new part, namely Part 4A, which consists of only one article, Article 51A. Outlining fundamental duties, there are two prominent committees whose recommendations played a vital role, namely the Swan Singh Committee of 1976 and the Verma Committee of 1999. The 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act of 1976 incorporated 10 fundamental duties, and in 2002, the 86th Constitutional Amendment Act introduced the 11th fundamental duty. Despite criticism and opposition, fundamental duties are considered significant, as they serve as a reminder to Indian citizens that while enjoying their rights, They should also be conscious of their obligations to their country, society, and their fellow citizens. Fundamental duties also serve as a warning against antisocial and anti-national activities. These are all about the fundamental duties. We have discussed it with its criticism. If you are with me and have been following along, I hope this content has helped you update your preparation. I am glad if you have found it helpful. I have a request for you. Please consider subscribing to the channel, as this will enable me to assist you further in your journey. You can also share this content with someone who may benefit from it. Additionally, please note that the comment section is always open for all, where you can share your experiences, doubts, and queries regarding preparation. I will do my best to address your difficulties as your study partner. I am always available to support you. That's all for now. I look forward to seeing you again in the next study session, where we will discuss another important topic or chapter. Until then, take care and focus on achieving your goals. I am truly thankful to you for being with me. With lots of love and regards, Swati, your study partner.